Alright everyone, I'm going to give you a quick rundown of our assignment for this week. What I'm expecting you to do is to look at our classical conditioning principles and how they apply in marketing. So remember, classical conditioning is what we're going to talk about with Ivan Pavlov. So we're looking at the unconditioned stimulus, the conditioned stimulus, the unconditioned response, the conditioned response, and the neutral stimulus. So we want to see how these marketing ads are trying to manipulate us in a sense. So you're going to find this conditioning assignment in our appropriate unit folder. And so what I want you to do is find an advertisement for any service or product. This may be a TV commercial you found on YouTube, a print ad for a magazine, or a picture of an ad you've seen while out and about. You could also do a screenshot if you wanted of an ad maybe you encountered scrolling through your social media page. Just any kind of advertisement, but I just need to see it. What we're going to do is describe the ad's content. So what are they trying to sell you? So think about all these factors that play into the ad. What is in the ad itself? Is it a puppy, a horse, a business person, an athlete, etc.? What are they doing? What are they trying to sell you? Think about these things. Even where the scene is, what setting are they in? All of these factors play a role in how the marketing campaign is using classical conditioning to get you to associate certain feelings with their product or service. So give me details and provide the link or the picture to your ad in the assignment. Then I want you to label the classical conditioning components of the ad. So what are the unconditioned stimulus, the unconditioned response, the neutral stimulus, and the conditioned stimulus, and the conditioned response? Justify your answers. You have definitions of these concepts in your text. If you need further clarification, it's going to be in our presentation for this week and also in your textbook. Here's just an example of how to do this assignment. Please do not use this example. I've already done the work, so let's not do that. But basically, I provided a link to a YouTube clip of a Budweiser commercial that I think filmed at the Super Bowl this year. So I described a little bit about the clip. I want you to describe more than I did. I just provide a brief description so that you all had a general idea of what I was expecting. And so in your stereotypical Budweiser beer ads, it's usually some kind of animal, some heart-wrenching story, and then it ends up happy at the end. So I just described what happened in that story. Then I labeled my different classical conditioning components. So we're looking at the unconditioned stimulus is the animals. What are the things that are going to influence our thoughts about the product without actually changing any learning having occurred? What are our initial reactions to these different products? So those unconditioned responses are going to be our natural responses. In this ad, the unconditioned stimulus are the animals, and the unconditioned response is our feelings toward those animals, so feelings of happiness. The neutral stimulus is this neutral component that's introduced into the equation to try to get us to associate the neutral stimulus with our conditioned stimulus. Well, unconditioned stimulus, right? So the Budweiser beer is the product being sold, and they're trying to get us to relate the Budweiser beer to the happy feelings that we get when we look at animals. So for example, the conditioned stimulus is now the Budweiser beer, and it's eliciting feelings of happiness. So just here's a general key kind of guideline to help you differentiate. Think of unconditioned as more natural. It's an unlearned response. It's very natural. Conditioned is what we've been learned to associate, or what we've been learned to do. And the neutral stimulus will always become the conditioned stimulus in our equation, because we're trying to get the neutral stimulus to have the same reaction as the unconditioned response. The unconditioned response and the feelings of happiness right there, the unconditioned response will always be the same as the conditioned response. It's always the same thing, except what is it going to react to? So we see that the unconditioned response, those feelings of happiness are related to the animals. But when they've been conditioned or changed and learning has occurred, we learn to associate it with the Budweiser beer, which is formerly our neutral stimulus. I know this seems kind of confusing right now, but go over this assignment page and let me know if you have any questions. Again, we're going to go over this in the upcoming week, so you'll have a better idea of what I'm talking about, but I just want to give you a little preview. Again, if you have any questions, please email me and we'll discuss it further.